None of the other nations in the UK is sending all the pupils back on the 8th of March together. They are doing a phased return, and that's what SAGE, in its minutes of the 11th of February, said to the government. It said, if you just send everyone back, that has a potential to raise the R rate by 60%, by 0.6. That's the highest level, up to 0.6. Whereas if you take what SAGE recommended was that you start that with some years in primary, and then you can see what effect that has. By Easter, what effect does bringing back certain classes in primary, what effect does that have? And then you can see whether the mitigations you've got in schools and colleges, or in schools if you're in primary back, whether they are sufficient to keep the R rate down. Because remember, by December last year, secondary school students were the most infected age group, and primary school students were the second most infected age group. And all this, I mean, children themselves much more unlikely to get COVID badly, for it to make them ill, because COVID is a disease which hugely disproportionately is dependent on age, about how threatening it is to you. But what they can do, secondary school students were 7 times more likely than any other person to be the first person infected in their household. Primary school children were 3 times more likely, and as a group, children aged 2 to 16 were twice as likely to be the first person to spread the virus in their household and out to the community. Now, we are seeing vaccination rates, speeding up. Maybe by the end of April, we'll have all 40 to 49-year-olds vaccinated, but we're not vaccinating children, and many of their parents will not be in the early vaccination group. So the potential for spread from schools into the community is still there. It took Tory MPs from September to December to acknowledge that COVID could be spread in school and spread beyond school. Now, there is so we've argued for a phased return, so that we can have a sustainable school return, because the worst thing that could happen is getting all the kids back now from 5 to 18, because nurseries have been open, and then to start seeing rates of transmission rise in schools, and to jeopardise that safe return. So teachers really want their pupils back. For many pupils, remote learning is a pipe dream. There's over 1 million young people and children in this country without access to a laptop or without access to the internet. You've got kids trying to learn on their mother's mobile phone data. The NEU's given £1 million to Help a Child to Learn campaign, because when teachers do remote learning, say to pupils, go and get a pen and paper, they don't have them in those homes. The level of child poverty that COVID has uncovered is huge. And the place where children and young people are safest is school. The place where they learn to socialise is school. The place where they learn is school. And the place where they are actually paradoxically happiest is often school. So school's really important. So if it's so important, the NEU said to Boris Johnson, we agree it's important. We agree we want pupils back, but we want them back safely, and we want them back sustainably. And we are very concerned that in going for this big bang, in bowing to the right wing within his party, he is jeopardising a safe and sustainable school return.